This episode of the Verdict Podcast is brought to you by Impressive, the smoking accessories company. Impressive makes stylish, luxury smoking accessories for the young millennial. These products not only come at a great price, but are only meant to be purchased one time. They have premium mat grinders, electronic lighters, and multifunction vape batteries. Impressive also provides free shipping all over the U.S. Visit SmokeImpressive.com and use our code VERDICT to get an additional 10% off when you check out. That's SmokeImpressive.com using promo code VERDICT. And now, let's get to it.
I'm joined right now by one parent, Lizette Rosenblatt, a mother whose daughter was thankfully able to escape from the school unharmed. Lizette, first of all,
today, something we never thought we'd experience.
What up? Welcome to episode 65 of my premium podcast experience, the Verdict Podcast. I'm your host, Splash Jordan. Joined with me today,
of course, the lovely Noah Neek.
All right, welcome back. While I won't say what it is yet, there is a date for our next live show. That turned around pretty quick. A sight to see. I don't know if it's volume 2, round 2, or, whatever the case may be, but a sight to see. Take 2. Actually, yeah.
Take 2.
Take 2. A sight to see. Take 2 coming soon. So as soon as some more specifics are locked in with that, I'm going to get that information out to everybody early who complained that I didn't get it out to them early and often enough last time. A whole bunch of different things are on the table. It's just, bigger and, more ways than one. I'm excited. In between now and then, though, we have a number of college shows, smaller college shows, and you can, keep your eye on the website or my Instagram for when those college dates are announced. But, we'll be riding around North Carolina, hitting some HBCUs, PWIs, some non-traditional secondary institutions. Be on the lookout for that. For sure, we'll be coming, the Verdict Podcast, coming to a college near you, definitely within the next 30 days. That's going to be getting going. So we'll have more on that soon. So definitely want to shout out our sponsor, Impressive, the smoking accessories company for the young millennials. So go to that website, SmokeImpressive.com. Use our code VERDICT, VERDICT, for 10% off when you check out. When you were here 2 weeks ago, did I update you on my music bingo situation?
I think so, yes.
So I told you that one of the venues had called me and we entered into a new agreement. I don't think I did tell you that.
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay, so I think I might have forgotten to tell you that. So out of the blue, I didn't tell you that they had fired the guy for I think I did tell you that.
Yeah, I knew that they were going to
okay.
fire him, or they did fire him, but I didn't know it was a new agreement.
Okay, all right, cool. So I was just making sure I had updated not only you, but everybody else on what was going on with that. I do want to say, though, that with keeping in line with Music Bingo, I actually have added a second show.
Okay.
So, moving forward, starting April 30th, which is a Tuesday. So Tuesday nights, I'll be at the Neighborhood in Cary. Okay. That's like directly. You ever been to Pure Gold?
Yes.
It's directly underneath Pure Gold.
I know. It's where the train station used to be. I think that's what it used to be called, the train station on the bottom.
Okay, sure. But yes, the Neighborhood now is pretty dope. So yeah, on Tuesday nights, I'll be in that thing playing some music bingo. Okay. For sure, you can still pull up and see me Saturday evenings at McGregor Draft House. That's also in Cary. So hopefully soon I can kind of move towards a lot of peeps in Raleigh, Wake Forest, or come a little closer this way. So hopefully I can add some days soon. So how was your week off though? Did you do anything fun that night?
Just chilled, relaxed. When I can get some time to actually sit and be still, I try to delve in that moment for sure. So yeah, that's all I did. Kind of felt weird though, when you get used to doing a routine and being there, it's like, damn, I'm not there. I feel like I'm missing an action, but I enjoyed my night off.
Right, I believe it, because I always enjoy a night off from, having to do extra things.
Yes.
I'm trying to see if there was anything else I wanted to update you on before I jump into, like, my main. This will probably be another episode that women don't like me very much.
Oh God. Oh God. I don't know if I want to listen.
I don't think so. Only because I didn't have the time to, like, really think up, to, like, really, like, think of what I wanted to say. In a long line of, this guy did something to me a few years back.
Okay.
Now let's get him.
Okay.
Luke Walton is the former head coach of the Lakers. I think that they had fired him like right before this information that came out.
Okay.
Or were planning to anyway. But the Lakers season was over anyway, so it wasn't like he was, busy.
Right.
So apparently a young journalist, female journalist, is saying that 4 years ago, the two of them were in a hotel room. She had written a book. She's an author, and she was supposedly dropping off a copy, and she had met him through some mutual acquaintances at another foundation. So to her, it was like, hey, it's all good. She goes in there, and then, and Luke Walton, he's a former NBA champion. So he's a tall, strong man.
We can get the point.
Right. So, leaving out some details, he got on top of her. He was rubbing his, allegedly, he was rubbing his erection on her. He got on top of her and was holding her down and attempted to, have sex with her. She repeatedly said no. And then I guess eventually he yielded. My first question when I heard it is, should I feel like a piece of shit that I just automatically don't believe you?
Right.
Off the rip, I don't believe you.
I'm like, why not? I mean, why now? Like, it's still always that question. Why now, 4 years later, this man don't even work for these people no more, and now you want to talk about it? Is it because it's the train that's going on right now and you just want to jump on?
According to her, she was inspired by the MeToo movement. Per my understanding of my research, she did go on to work with him a number of times publicly, but just said that she felt uncomfortable, around him. And I'm like, well, duh. Who the fuck wouldn't feel uncomfortable being around someone who tried to rape them?
That doesn't make any sense to me, because I know anybody who has been in those type of situations does not want to be around the offender. Like, come on now.
And not only not want to be around, but certainly not taking pictures smiling with them.
Come on now. There would be some type of body language, facial expression that would be told, like, you just really wanted to say some shit.
I don't know him personally, so I'm not just going to run off and be like, oh, he's an angel and would never do anything.
Of course.
So obviously the truth is somewhere in the middle. I can imagine he maybe, made a sexual advance, and I can imagine that the sexual advance was unwelcomed. But is that something that you should be able to press charges against? Like, can you send a person to jail for shooting their shot? Like, I mean, for really driving to the hole. You know what I'm saying? Unsuccessfully.
Right.
Should you be allowed to incarcerate that person? You know what I'm saying? Like, if a person comes up to you and he's really going for it, and you're like, stop, no. And it takes until like the fourth or fifth no. You know what I'm saying? Then he's just like, okay, he's whatever. But it took him a couple no's before he stopped. Are you allowed to incarcerate? Are you allowed to persecute that man? Now here, before you answer that question, here's the thing about it. She's seeking punitive damages. So she does not want him to go to jail or, lose any of his luster. She wants some money. That'll make her feel better about being,
So then why didn't she just call him and say that she was going to say the shit and get the damn hush money? That would have been way easier than all this, because, I mean, there's too many variables. For me, for you to get 4 no's and then a stop, it was probably like, stop. Like, no. Like, he can't do this.
Even though.
That type thing. Because if it was really no 4 times, he's probably knocking your ass out of that and fucking you the rest of the way. Okay?
Even though that kind of stop and no is still stop and no.
It is still stop and no, but your tone is everything. If I'm saying, I could be playing with my boyfriend like that, and it's stop and no, but it's like, okay, we know good and damn well it's not stop and no.
Not stop and
but
no.
there's a definitive change, or definitive difference between a no and a playful no. I don't want to do this because I don't know where it's going to lead, and I just don't have time to think, so let's just do it. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a heat of the moment thing. Like, it's too many variables for me for you to come out 4 years later. If it's not in the moment, there's a rape kit behind it. To me, don't talk about it later.
Right. If you have ran down the lobby of that hotel and blew that situation wide
Screaming.
open, right?
Like, oh my God, he really just, okay, I can understand that. And your
Right.
clothes are ripped and, you've got juices gushing out your vagina down your leg because he nutted in you. Okay, cool.
Even if not that extreme.
No, I need.
But if, like, say you stopped
But
him.
4 years later?
There's a lot of Joe Biden dragging, too. People are saying, like, and it's even worse in those situations because I believe these women. I believe that he made you feel uncomfortable because he's an old man and he touched you. He did something. But it's just like, come on. Like, come on. Like,
I mean, it does
what's
happen
happening?
a lot, but there's still got to be a line that is drawn. As far as the situation, as far as how long you're waiting to tell this shit and everything, like it's getting out of control now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like everybody wants to scream rape. Like it's going to be to the point now where somebody is really getting raped, nobody's going to care. And we've already seen that because they're videotaping it, in a party or when stuff's happening.
people don't care.
And nobody's caring because they think, oh, well, she just put herself in that situation and she's having fun. What?
Well, I mean, that's, consumed a portion of my timeline. I'll admit that while there were some criminal cases that kind of caught my attention, I was largely preoccupied with the USC scandal, the people going to jail for, because I couldn't understand why that's like, because people pay money. If I go to NC State with a check for $50,000, I can get whoever I give that to. That's like, gonna reimburse that into the school. They're gonna make sure that whatever I want happens.
Right.
Whether I give that to admissions or if I give it to the janitor, the janitor's gonna make sure my kids go to the school.
Of course.
So I just don't understand. It's like, okay, just because they gave it to this person instead of giving it to this one, so it's illegal now. Like, like what? Like, what's the problem? Like, I mean, people donate money to schools all the time, have a wing or a school or a classroom or a blah, blah, blah named after them, and then their kids and their kids and their kids' kids go there forever and ever and ever
Yes.
and build up generational wealth.
Right.
And I mean, and these are white people. So I was just like, so what hiccup? What happened here? What memo didn't y'all, read off or sign off on? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else is doing this with no problem.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just telling to me. It's like, okay, when people are throwing the hammer down on white people who are doing what other white people are doing, something's afoot.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Like, I mean, something's not right here. Like, I mean, they acting like, y'all, what I'm saying, one of us. They're not giving you no chances, no opportunity. There's no privilege. Nothing is working here. They're like, no, you finna go with the niggas and the Mexicans. Like, you finna be over there with them, like, no questions asked. So I've been glued to it, trying to see, what's going on. If there's some other element, it may just be like the, conspiracy theorist in me, just kind of grasping at straws. And I think that we spoke about sex work already. I saw this. I saw like an amazing. I won't say amazing. I saw an interesting documentary about sex workers on Netflix. Kind of just because everybody has like Cash App info in their bio.
Yes.
A lot of people have premium accounts. And a lot of people have premium websites where you have to pay, monthly. And, of course, there's one side of people who are like, well, who pays for porn? I mean, in this day and time, like, really, though, why would you pay for porn? However, it's made, the premium portion is just like, man, but I kind of want that though. Like, even though there's about 40, 50 people who look like you on this free site, it's like, what are you doing over there though?
Right.
I need to see. At least let me do the 3-day trial for $1. I'm gonna forget about it, of course.
Right.
And not remember until day 5.
Right.
And then now I'm in the hole for a whole month of $29.99.
Exactly.
What is your opinion on cam workers? Like, people who, do you consider that sex work? A lot of times those people are having sex on camera.
Yeah and no. I mean, yeah, because you're playing with yourself is still some type of sexual act. You're orgasming. You're trying to please another.
Alluding to sex is a sexual act.
True.
So it's like, I mean, this is sex work.
Yeah.
And, it's safer. I'm using air quotes.
It makes them feel like they're doing it in a better way because they don't actually have maybe a person they're doing it with, or if they do, it's a person they know.
Right.
And yeah, you're still getting paid for it, so you're still a prostitute.
Well, I wouldn't say you're a prostitute.
Of course, but yeah.
But you are a sex worker.
Yeah.
So, you do fall under that category of sex workers, which is wild though, because it's tricky. If we wanted to really examine the laws around it, we could. I'm not super interested in examining the laws around it right now, but it's just, it is something that, maybe, we'll have some cam workers come through and they can explain those laws to us.
Yeah.
Instead of us doing the research.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have anything else, some new people have been in and out of jail though since the last time we did talk. If you want to move on to the roll call.
Let's get it.
All right, cool. So, and I think there's a growing pattern between failed reality stars and going to jail. I think they think that it will elongate their 15 minutes. It'll give them an extra minute to get talked
Shade
about.
room.
Right. So all these people are reality stars. So first we're going to talk about Melly Stanley, I think is her name.
Okay.
She's Melly. If you're familiar with any of the gypsy shows, like Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, and there's another Gypsy Sisters, I think is the name of one of them.
I've heard of it.
Basically just shows you all about how they're living. So she was involved in a coupon scandal. I've never heard of anybody being involved in a coupon scandal.
Doing what in a coupon scandal?
Well, she basically ripped off Toys R Us and Babies R Us for thousands of dollars with some type of voucher or some type of scam that she was running. So, if you're going to run a scam, you got to know when to, let it go. Otherwise, you'll get caught up. Now, she went to jail in Kentucky for a coupon scandal, and she's also facing charges in Tennessee for doing the same thing. So,
she didn't learn her lesson in one state, so just took it to another. Okay,
right. So she'll she'll definitely spend some time, in somebody's penitentiary.
Big facts.
So next on the list is Tommy from Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Now I think it was here with me and you, and I told you that she was having some issues with her daughter. Remember that?
I think so. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Warren was here, and she, the daughter had a restraining order, and she slammed her daughter's head into the locker or something.
Yeah.
So when she went to court for that, she showed up completely drunk, and so they arrested her again.
Held in contempt.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That was recently. So, while in court dealing with, her custody issues, she did, appear visibly intoxicated, was subjected to a drug test immediately.
That is so dumb.
Twice over the limit, jailed. Jesus. Probably doesn't bode well for her current ongoing. So she's seeking treatment. So we do wish her well. But, for right now.
She might have done that on purpose to seek treatment instead of going to jail. But you still get your jail time.
But the treatment, though, is another minute. You know what I'm saying? Like coming home from the treatment, that's, another reason for us to talk about you again.
Right.
So that's another minute and a half. And
now, do they shave off jail time for treatment center time? Does it equate as the same?
It depends on the judge. Yeah, the judge may lessen your sentence if you agree to some treatment or some type
probably
of
a longer stint in the treatment center versus being okay.
Right, and lastly, roll call. Lastly on the list, Mama June. Now people might know her from Toddlers and Tiaras, and then she had her own show, but I can't remember the little girl's name. Something Sugar. Princess Sugar, I think might have been her name. It doesn't matter, but people know who Mama June is. The little girl's mama.
Was it the kind of heavy set little girl?
Yep, yeah, that one.
It's not Sugar June.
It's...
What's her name?
Is it Bobo Honey?
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo. So Mama June, Honey Boo Boo's
Yes,
mama,
there you go. Okay.
was arrested for felony crack possession.
Is that how she lost all her weight?
That's well, no, she had some surgeries, but when I saw the felony crack possession, I was thinking that's probably how
you got down the first couple of pounds,
right? Yeah,
because you got to be within a certain limit.
Yeah, you supplementing some weight loss with the crack.
Damn.
With the crack. Yeah, damn. And like on the show, she's lost a lot of weight, but there's some sickly element to her. It's like when a person loses too much weight too fast. It's like
yeah.
It's like, whoa, slow down. Slow down.
Hey, crack's one hell of a drug. Y'all better put it down.
Yeah, because you look like, because now you
look sunken in.
Yeah.
You look like you fell to the sunken place.
You went from this extreme to the other. Like, what's going on?
You can't go from like 600 to $150 that quick.
Right, yeah. Okay. So Mama June behind bars, felony crack possession. So, it's crazy to me, like, when I see these, like, but, we often forget that even though these people are famous and they have all these followers and they have whatever they have, they don't have no money. They live, not that much better than the average person.
Show you the glitz and glimmer.
Right. So it's like, when you see them and it's like, how you involved in crack? Like, I mean, come on.
Honestly, I could actually see her doing some shit like that just because of, you know what I'm saying? But it's still like, damn, like for real, you like doing pageants with the baby?
Yeah, like what, what I'm saying? You was mixing up that mystery shit and then, giving it to her and she...
The pixie sticks and some fucking Red Bull?
Yeah, and Red Bull and fucking, Jamaican goat weed and shit all in the same fucking thermos or whatever. So all of them behind, in and out of jail, definitely, all of them have added their names to the roll. Okay,
we're gonna have to stay close to Mama June.
Right? Yeah, I want to see what's going on. I need to know. Yeah, I want to keep up with her. In some updates, there's a couple of updates. We don't typically do this enough. Go back to some cases that we spoke upon. So a few weeks ago, we told you about Jim Jones. He was at the airport, he got pulled over, and he had the guns, and he had some guns, some coke on him, and some weed. So, he took a plea deal. He'll have like some fines, some court costs. He'll have some community service and blah, blah, blah. But he will, probation is what it was. But he avoided jail time.
Yeah.
So he is free to, and shouts out to Jim. He started his own consulting firm, which is him reviewing. Basically, you can pay Jim Jones to review your music on the internet, which is becoming that's a bag. I see a lot of people grabbing that bag, reviewing artists' music. Pay me and I'll give you my feedback on it. You know what I'm saying? Which, if I'm being honest, that's what my day job is. I don't do it, but that's what they do at the place that I work.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's a bag. And people are reaching for that bag. And a lot of people are filling that bag up with money.
Gotcha. Good to know.
So, another update. Alex Mack.
Okay.
We told you about her way back running a sex ring. She was a part of some kind of sex cult. And she was rounding them up. And, she was using her power and influence to wrangle young women. And I don't know what it is about even women take advantage of women sexually.
Yes.
It's like
sick shit.
It's some sick shit. But why? How? I don't understand why people. How are you that? What's happening that you're being able to be taken advantage of? I don't mean forcefully. Not I'm holding you down and taking advantage of you.
Right,
That's what happened.
Right.
I mean, what's going on that you're being manipulated into these situations? Alex Mack was not raping anyone or sexually assaulting them. She was just corralling other people who wanted to live in debauchery and take them to a place where they can, fulfill all their fantasies. But, some people may not like that. And some people, and in the way it was being done, I guess was dirty and underhanded. I mean, honestly, I don't understand why there's laws around, who consenting people can have sex with. But that obviously that's the case. You're probably drugging them or, promising them the world and then, fucking them and leaving them on the side of the road.
I was about to say they're either being promised something afterwards, drugged, or threatened. It's the only three things that's going to make you have sex with somebody consensually without really wanting to do it.
Okay. And finally, an update. YWN Melly. So he's facing the death penalty.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they want to give him the death penalty. It was interesting though. His mom got on the internet, and when she kind of was like giving her 2 cents about it, and she got on Instagram Live. Yeah, like that's what I said. I was like, oh, all right, okay. Your son's facing the death penalty, but you on here on Instagram Live fishing for sympathy likes. All right. So, but he is allegedly facing the death penalty. I say allegedly because I don't know for sure. I didn't fact check that. But have we all agreed that he killed his homies, or are we still like? No,
I don't even know the story.
Well, he was involved in a situation that he claims that he was with some friends and 2 of his friends died in a drive-by shooting. However, when the scene was more thoroughly investigated, the cops found out, they concluded that this is all wrong for a drive-by. Like, these people were killed in what looks to be in this type of situation. And they claim that these 2 friends were in the car, which means that you were there as well. So that means that you were there in the car, you had a gun, and then there's also some video of him, or not video, or I think that he was on like Snapchat or something, and he with a bloody shirt. Anyway, there's some video of him in bloody clothes on the day that it happened. And then even some of the details in his song, he has a song out. He was like, murder on my mind or whatever. Some of the details of that song are even being used as evidence in the situation. And it just doesn't look good. It sounds like he killed 2 of his friends for whatever reason.
I was about to say, for what?
Well, they are from Florida. So, I mean, people from Florida be on some shit.
People from Florida are shit. Like, I don't understand.
So
that's crazy.
In my limited research, it seemed like an open and shut case. Like Melly killed 2 of his homies, and he probably I guess he's gonna get what's coming to him. I mean, when you deal in blood, I mean, what else can you expect?
Yeah, you're gonna get yours.
What else can you expect? So I think that was all I had. I do have 2 truths and a con. So if we didn't have anything else, we can move on to that. And
come on, so I can whoop your ass.
All right. So
let go.
All right. So here we are. 2 truths and a con. Now, last week I was able to stump Zach, who was a former police officer and Marine.
You're getting kind of good,
right? But I knew that about him, so I was able to predict, how he would approach the situation.
Okay.
And he's not those things now, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Gotcha.
So anyway, 2 truths and a con. Scenario uno. South Carolina inmate escapes prison by walking away in broad daylight.
Okay. That's all?
Mm-hmm. Scenario 2. Dos. NC officials have raised the reward to $10,000 for the capture of a 45-year-old prison escapee.
Okay.
Scenario Tres.
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 Mm-hmm.
Man commits crime to go to prison on purpose so he can escape with his brother. Two of those things occurred in real life, and one I made up. Which one is the con?
First one.
The first one. The South Carolina inmate escaping in broad daylight?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually true. What I didn't tell you was that he was in a work release program.
You're a bitch.
Right. So they were on the side of the road, picking up trash, and he walked off. They got him about 2 minutes later. He was gone. He was like missing for like 20 minutes, but they got him. But that was the headline: "Man escapes prison." And then when I read it, I was like, "Man, talk about some fucking clickbait."
Right.
Also, NC officials. This one you should have got. NC officials. That one's true too. The con was the man who committed murder to go to prison and escape with his brother. That's the plot from Prison Break.
You're talking to a person who doesn't watch movies.
I mean, Prison Break was a TV show.
I don't watch TV or movies, so I don't know any plots, no twists, no movie times.
So what? How do you occupy your time? I've wondered that a few times. Like, how are you occupying your time? Like, is there a TV in the house?
There is, but I don't watch it.
You don't watch it?
Mm-mm. I read. Play on my phone.
Read what?
Honestly, whatever, like self-help or the Bible or like anything informational.
You're reading books or you're reading articles?
Like books.
Okay, so you read books.
Yeah.
Okay, I read books. That's fine. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was it.
That was it.
That's all I had.
All right. Well, you guys can stalk me.
Yeah.
On my Snapchat, Zay_billion, but that's ZE_BYLLION. And of course, Instagram is Noaneek, NOINEK.
And if you're rocking with this episode of the Verdict Podcast, you can stalk my life on the internet on Instagram and Twitter at House of Splash. You can also go to my website, thehouseofsplash.com. Make sure you tune in to all those outlets for upcoming college tour dates. Also, some information real soon on the second act of A Sight to See, including the venue, the date, and the coveted prize that will be given away the same night. So all this and more. But for now, we out of here.
Deuces.